Hey guys, I'm Justice. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be flipping a coin to see which series we're going to read. And then we're going to read an hour of it. And then the rest of the video, I'm just going to be popping in and doing updates for you guys and let you know until the end of the series. We're going to be reading the first two books of either Spark of the Everflame. So we have this first book here, and look at those sprayed edges. And the second book. And we'll probably be doing spoilers through the whole series that I read, the books that I read. So if you guys don't want to see spoilers, then this probably isn't the video for you. And then the second one we're going to do is Light Lark. I don't have edges on that. I don't know why I'm showing you that. But Light Lark. And then the second one is Nightbane. And here's the coin we're going to flip. It's just a normal quarter. But I guess we could talk a little bit about what these are about. So Light Lark is about an island. What I know about it is that it's about an island that appears every like 100 years, and then there's some sort of like trial element that goes on, like a game that goes on every 100 years. I don't know if it's like to the death or what it is, but that sounds super interesting to me. So we're gonna hopefully read that one. I'm more interested in reading that one right now, so I'm kind of excited. I hope that we get that one. Or Spark of the Everflame. I don't really know a lot about this one. I just know that it has gods and that it's a fantasy romance. So I don't know. Either one I'm excited to read though, so we'll see. Okay guys, well let's go ahead and flip the coin and see which one we want to read. So let's do heads for Light Lark, and then we'll do tails for Spark of the Everflame. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we got tails, so we're going to do Spark of the Everflame. I'm a little disappointed. I wanted to do Light Lark really bad, but that's okay. So we're going to read an hour of it, and then after that I'll just do a bunch of check-ins as I'm reading the series and let you guys know how it is until I'm done with these first two books. And I don't know, if I really like the series, then I'll probably end up getting the third book, but we'll see. Okay guys, let's jump into it. I'm going to get cozy. I have a water and I have my coffee to drink, so I'm excited. Let's get cozy. I have an hour timer. Oop, if I can type this in correctly. Where'd it go? I have an hour timer here. Okay, let's go. Oh yeah, and I don't think you guys have met her yet, but this is my kitty, Sammy. I think I've talked about her in a video before, but you haven't actually met her yet. But she has decided to make an appearance today. She is really old. I think she's 18 years old now. So she is an old lady. Sorry, I'm just getting cozy here. I did already start the timer, so I'm kind of cheating, but it's okay. Get a drink of my water, my flavored water. Excuse me. Did I show you guys the edges on this one? I don't know if I did. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, let's go. Oh, this says there's 4 books. I only knew about there being 3 books, but apparently there's 4. Is there a map? Let's see. Oh, guys, there's a map. Here, I'll show you the map. I don't know if you can see that, but I love maps. I'm going to look at it for a second. I don't know if it's Emeron and Emarion. I'm going to say it's Emarion. It's an interesting map. It's an interesting layout. Oh, it's a first person point of view writing, which isn't my favorite. I prefer third person point of view, which isn't a popular opinion for some reason, but that's okay. Look at the chapter pages, guys. It's really cool. So far, all I know is that she's working with patients of some sort, and the patient died on her watch. So that's really unfortunate. Not that it matters, but am I the only one that checks to see how many pages are left until the end of the chapter? But like, oh my goodness, that's a lot. 20 pages to a chapter is kind of a lot. I prefer like 10 pages to a chapter. I think is a good amount of pages per chapter. So she just got attacked in an alleyway, and the way that she got out of it, away from this big group of men that was like cornering her in a wall, she throws dirt in their eyes.
Pocket sand.
I just thought that was funny. want to cozy up in the blanket more, but I don't want to disturb my kitty here. Just do this. And then she can just stay. Sorry. Stay right here. So it talked about her father a little bit, and it said that he is like a really good man. But now a character just talked to her and was like, "Those eyes, a gift from your father, aren't they? Your real father?" And I'm like, who's her real father?
You are not.
I guess we'll find out. Oh wow. She wanted to ask her mom like a bunch of questions about this dad that she had, not her like biological dad that she didn't know she had or whatever. And then her mom just goes missing. So now her mom is just missing. They like search for her everywhere, and now it's been months and she still has not come home. And that was the end of the chapter. It was them saying that it was months later and she didn't come home. So that's wild. But we're about to start chapter 2, so let's see. It says 6 months later in really small writing there. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but it says it right here where my finger is. It says 6 months later, so that's really tiny. I feel like you can miss that really easily if you're not paying attention. And I have about 25 minutes left on the timer, so we'll go ahead and read one more chapter. Oh, I got recommended this series, or like I saw a video recommendation about the series through, I think her name is Lachlan, is another YouTube channel. I'll link her YouTube below, or have my husband like edit in a little link with her YouTube channel or a picture with it. But I watch her all the time. She's the one who like taught me how to annotate, because she does a video like showing how she annotates and stuff, and I watched that and I was like, I want to do that. So that's why I annotate now, is really because she got me into it. So props to her. And props to her for recommending like different series, because this one seems pretty good so far. I don't know, I'm only a chapter in, nothing's happened, so I don't really know yet, but we will see. She said she really loved this book, though. I wanted to check real quick how many pages are in this. Hopefully I don't accidentally see any spoilers. Let's see. Looks like 390. That's not bad at all. Here in this one. This one's much chunkier. Yeah, this one's one page away from being 600 pages. So that one's 200 pages more than this one is. That's wild. I really like chunky books though, so I hope that I really like this series, because if I do, then I'm going to really enjoy reading the second one here. So it just mentioned that she has some sort of disease from her birth father that she inherited that turned her eyes gray and her hair white at the age of 10. And she has to take this root powder, flame root powder, and it, I guess, stops the side effects from the illness. I don't know. Interesting. This is some foreshadow, if there is any. It says, many naive mortal women got caught in the spell of charming descended men, only to find themselves heartbroken and disgraced. But that would never ever be my mother, for 1,000 reasons. Like, yeah, or your dad is a descendant, maybe. Okay, well, I just finished that chapter. I need to look for a bookmark. My son likes to take all my bookmarks and move them around, so I don't know that I have one near me. I don't see one at all. I'm just going to use this little flashcard here as a bookmark because I need to buy some more bookmarks. I really want to have like a whole stash of bookmarks, even though I only read like a few books at once, you know. I still want to have like a whole stash of bookmarks. Okay, well, what did I learn in that last chapter? We learned that the king is sick and he's really ill and that he's probably about to die and that they're going to have to pick a new king in line and that there's a whole bunch of controversy around that. But that's pretty much all that we learned in that last chapter. We know that her dad is like this really praised war hero soldier, so that's interesting. Not her biological dad. We don't know anything really about him yet, but I'm pretty sure he's a descended. They've got like all the foreshadow for that. It seems pretty obvious that he's a descended, which is like a god in their world terms, I think. So yeah, it seems pretty interesting so far. I'm gonna keep checking in with you guys and tell you how I like it and tell you how the story's progressing and, you know, let you know what's going on and stuff. We have 2 books to get through, and I'm only on chapter 3 now, so we have quite a ways to go. But I thought I'd tell you about the other books I'm reading right now, just real quick, and then we will call it a day. But, well, today, you guys will see me again here in a little bit whenever I'm updating you on more of that. But I think the last time we talked, I was on page like 630 of Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings. This is the first book in the Stormlight archive. I think the last time I was talking to you guys, I was telling you about how it's kind of slow and I would really want one person's character to really pick up. And honestly, it has picked up. Well, it's about to anyway. It's just like revealed a plot line that's going to happen. So I'm excited because I think it's really going to start picking up. But so what I say, 630 I was on, and now I'm on page 872. So I've read like 200 and almost 50 pages since the last time I talked to you guys about that one. So I only have like 300 pages left of it, and I'm probably going to finish it. I'll update you guys probably in this video again if I do finish it, but if not, then I won't say anything about it, so you'll know. And then I'm also reading, I started The Tempest of Tea, and look at these edges, guys. They're so pretty, aren't they? And this is by Hafsa Faisal. I don't know. I don't ever say authors' names because half the time I cannot pronounce them. But I am 100 and... Is that an 8 or a 9? I think a 9. I'm 190 pages into this. And it has like 350 pages. So this one is about a girl that runs a tea shop, and the tea shop is like for not pirates, I'm sorry, I'm reading another series and it's about pirates. Vampires. It's for vampires, and she also like trades secrets at this tea shop. And at the moment, they're like about to go on this heist to steal this artifact to help them save the tea shop. To like, I think it's gonna like get them money to like save the tea shop or something. But anyway, it's okay so far. It's not like my most favorite book. It's okay. I'm hoping the heist makes it a little bit better, and then as it progresses, it gets a lot better. But I'm about halfway through it, so hopefully it starts getting better in like the last half of it, which tends to happen in books. There's something really cool at the end of this book that I'm going to do a video about. So stay tuned for that. I will definitely be doing a really cool video whenever I finish this book. So stay tuned, guys. Okay, well, anyway, it was nice reading with you, and I will see you all in a little bit. Okay, bye.
3 days later.
Hey guys, it is now a few days later, so I have a few updates for you. So I did, in fact, finish The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, and guys, I gave it 4 stars. I didn't give it a full like 4.5 or 5 because it was just a little bit slow for me. It was still really good. I like the ending. I really like the ending. I won't spoil it for you, even though this is a spoiler video for Spark of the Everflame. I won't spoil this one for you. But it was really good. I really liked the ending. Dalinar is still my absolute favorite character, and I think that when I continue the series that he still will be. And it's going to be really interesting to see where the series goes. There's still 4 more books in the series, and I own the next 2. So I'll be reading the next 2, and then I'll have to buy the last 2 at some point. But yeah, that's the update for The Way of Kings. It went pretty good. I finished like 250 pages in one day. Oh wait, that's not true. I read almost 250 pages and then I fell asleep while I was at like the last 20 pages. And so then I had to go back the next day and finish the last 20 pages. And I was like devastated that I didn't finish it that night, but it was okay. But on to what we are really here to talk about, Spark of the Everflame. So the last time I talked to you guys, I was almost on chapter 3, and I was on page like 30 something, and now I am on page 268, so that's chapter 22, and a lot's happened so far. It's still setting everything up, and you can tell it's setting everything up, but a lot still has happened, so I'll tell you guys what's happened so far. We found out that her boyfriend is part of this, like, I can't remember what they're called, something of the Everflame, Guardians of the Everflame, I think it was called, and they want it to go back to like the days of the old gods where you're still able to worship the old gods, and there's no rules against like descendants having children with mortals and that kind of stuff. So they're like trying to start a war to fight against that, and she joined them, so now she's gathering information for them and going on missions as a part of their group. And the reason that she joined them was because of this thing that happened. There was this descended, and this was so heartbreaking. This made me bawl my eyes out like a baby. I was so sad. There's this descended, and he goes and kills his mistress and their like little son. Like, what? What? Who kills off a child? Who kills off a child? Penn Cole. Penn Cole. Why are you killing off children? This is not okay. But yeah, it broke my heart. But I'll live. I'll be okay. It at least like made her want to get into the forest, and the baby literally died in her arms, guys. It was so sad. What else happened? So talked about that. She saved the king's niece. So she's met the king's niece and nephew now. The king's nephew is Luther, and I'm pretty sure he's our love interest. And then we have Lily, and she is the king's niece, and she got really hurt, and she had like shrapnel, or it wasn't shrapnel, guys, but it was something. She had something like lodged in her back, and she was bleeding out, and then all of a sudden she just saves her, like no explanation. She's just able to save her, and I think she's using some sort of magic. I still think that she's a descended. There's been a lot of other hints dropped that she is, so I really think she's a like half descended, and that she's using some sort of magic to heal people, and that she's also having like these visions and stuff, and she needs to take this powder to like keep her from having these visions. But I think that the reason she's having the visions is just because she's a descended. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We will see. But I think that that's about all that has happened so far, guys. I want to fight Penn Cole for making me bawl my eyes out over a dead child. But other than that, I'm doing great, and I am liking the series so far. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you guys in a little bit whenever I probably update you guys whenever I finish it. Unless something like major happens, I'll do another update whenever it's finished. So I will see you guys when we get to it.
One eternity later.
Okay, guys, it is time for an update. I just finished Spark of the Everflame, so it's time to talk about it. Also, don't judge me. I am in my pajamas, and I do not have my face done right now. So please don't judge me. But let's talk about this. So she told the Guardians, because she was involved with the Guardians, remember? So she told them about a way to get into the city that not really anybody knew about. And the Guardians went and wreaked havoc all in the city, and there was like a whole bunch of explosions, and there was a fire, and she grabbed all her healing stuff and she ran off to go help them because she felt as though this was her fault, and she felt really responsible for all these people that were getting hurt because she is the one that told them about like the hole to get into the city. But yeah, what else happened? So she ended up saving a couple people, and then Luther ended up having to save her. And then her and Luther made out, and then she ran to Henry and went and told Henry that she wanted to run away with him. And I was like, girl, no, you know you want Luther. But then what happened? But yeah, her dad got conscripted back into the army, and she got in a big fight with her dad, and she was like, you're not my real dad. And then he kicked her out and told her to leave. And she also left the Guardians now because of what they did and caused that whole chaos and broke into the city. Now she wants to leave the Guardians and leave her healer position, and she doesn't know where she's going to go. So I guess in the next book, we'll just have to see where she goes from there. And then in the very last chapter, it showed her mom's perspective and was showing how her mom was waiting for the king to die. And once he died, she could come home for some reason. And she was counting down the days until she could come home. So now that the king is dead, and I accidentally spoiled myself, guys. So I was going to check and see how many, going to check and see how many pages are left in a chapter. And I spoiled myself. I saw that the king died, and I was like, oh, darn. I was a little sad about it. But it's okay. But yeah, so I guess she's going to be coming home now, and I want to know how she ties into this whole story and see where DM decides to go and all that good stuff. But yeah, I will talk to you guys again. I have now finished, or I've now started. Oh no, I knew this bookmark. My little brother made me this bookmark. It's all the elements from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And it's super cute and I like it, but it keeps falling out and I don't want to lose my place in my book. So I might end up having to change the bookmarks. But and I am now on Glow. Let's see. Oh, and it fell. I am on chapter 3 or page 25 of Glow of the Everflame now. And it's just been doing a recap pretty much of everything that happened in the last book. Nothing's happened so far. But as soon as I have an update to give you guys, I will.
12 seconds later.
Here I am again, guys. Sorry about that. I totally forgot to mention that in the last couple of pages of that book, Spark of the Everflame, that a crown out of her light appeared, and then a crown appeared over her head and making her the queen of Lumnos, which is their country. So now she's the queen of their country, which is pretty wild because she's she's mortal. I don't believe that she's mortal. I believe she's half descended. But yeah, apparently mortals are not supposed to be the queen or the king, but she has now gotten the crown that was supposed to go to Luther. And sorry if you can hear my baby, he's being crazy loud. But yeah, Luther was supposed to get that crown, and now she's getting that crown. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So that is another thing to look forward to in the next book. Okay, I think that is all now. And I promise the next time you see me, I will have my makeup done and will not be, well, I'll probably be in my pajamas, but I'll at least have my makeup done.
You serious?
Okay, bye. Hey guys, it's a few days later and I'm back with an update. I am about halfway through Glow of the Everflame, and I am loving this book so much more than I loved the first one. I think this one's going to be like a 4.75, if not a 5-star read. I'm so excited to get through it. I am on page 283 now, so almost halfway through it, not quite. But I have some updates for you. So it turns out it was a Kai situation, and he was not killing all the children off, thank God. He was just smuggling them out. So he was smuggling them out of Lumnos, and then he was bringing them to other countries where the laws are not as strict. So that made my heart really happy that he was not doing that. And I don't think he's enforcing a lot of the other laws either. Him and, what is her name? DM. Sorry. Him and DM are having like a lot more moments, but then they had a fight and now they're okay. Excuse me, but what else happened? Oh yeah, turns out if I didn't update you on the last update about this, she is a descended. No way, we found out. It was so obvious, but yeah. I mean, I was kind of happy about guessing it, but then I was like, it was so obvious that I didn't think anyone could have guessed that. But yeah, I'm excited that it's finally revealed that she is the descendant and her magic is revealed, and she is like even more powerful than Luther, it turns out. So that's really exciting. And about what's coming up is she has a ball coming up, and then she also has the challenging. So someone can challenge her from another house, and it's a magic duel. And if they win, then they take her magic, they take the crown. So that's kind of exciting. We'll see what happens. She's training right now. She just started training with Luther and all of the side characters, which, by the way, I love all the side characters. I'm really hoping that she doesn't kill any of them off because they're all really adorable. Except for like Luther's father, he's not a good guy. He's kind of a dick. And then there's a lot of other characters like Gareth. He's not a good guy, and you know. But overall, I am loving this series, guys. It is so good. I feel like I'm missing something, though. I feel like there's another update that I'm missing. Oh, Henry, her mortal like lover, she got him to not marry her, but like accept the proposal. So now they're going to be getting married probably, and then she's gonna have him be her king consort, but the descended are not gonna accept that. Oh, I remember what else I was missing. Sorry, I'm kicking my feet now because I just remembered. She went to the funeral, the king's funeral, and she wore black, as one does, because we wear black to funerals in respect. And she apparently disrespected all the descended and the memory of the king because she wore black and she was supposed to have worn red, and no one told her. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why did no one tell her? But she is such a good person. She is so much better of a person than I am because she didn't blame anyone. She was just like, it's all good. Like, it's not your fault. And yeah, she's just so sweet. I love her as a main character. But yeah, guys, I think that's about all that I have to say. And I will see you in another update. Bye.
2,000 years later.
Okay, guys, I am back with my last and final update of Glow of the Everflame. I have now finished it, and it was so, so good, guys. It was so, so good. I gave it 4.5 stars. You guys should definitely read it, or let me know in the comments if you have read it down below. But I have some notes because a lot has happened. So first off, it was 2 days before the challenging, and Luther's dad went and stripped him of all his titles, guys. He like stripped him of every single title that he has and gave it to Amon. Like, what? I don't know if I've mentioned Amon, but he took her to the ball, and he's just been like the sleazebag that keeps trying to like get with her and get titles from her and get her approval, but he's a sleazebag. But what else happened? I'm gonna have to keep looking at my notes because so much happened. So she still isn't able to use her magic, and they've been training a whole bunch, but she still isn't able to use her magic. She went to the ball. Like I said, she went to the ball with Amon, and then she danced with Luther at the ball, which was super nice. But she was given all these gifts, all these coronation gifts. Or was that at the ball? I don't think that was at the ball. I think that was just a separate thing. But anyway, she was given this coronation gift that can answer like any questions. It can like answer any questions that like the gods would know. So literally you can ask it anything. And she asks it if her, there's a fly on my camera. I don't know, guys, is it going to fly away? Or it's just, there it is. Can you see it? Hang on. Anyway, so she's given this coronation gift, and it can answer like any question, yeah. So she asks it if her mom and her birth father are still alive, and it answers her, and it says yes to both of those things. So both her mom and her birth father are still alive, and I was like, oh, which we already knew her mom was still alive because oh my gosh, I'm getting attacked by flies, guys. But anyway, we still knew her mom was alive because in the first book it like did that little chapter at the very end where it showed her mom's perspective. But then what happened? So let's see. I have so many notes. Oh yeah, so Taryn, which is one of Luther's cousins, I really like him. He's funny, but he practically like begged DM to let like Luther get with them, like for them to get together. He like begged her. It was really funny. He was like pretty much just get with him already, you know, like don't make him go through the heartbreak of being with that mortal until he dies, and then you get with him afterwards. And I was just like, oh, that would be so heartbreaking. But then what? Okay, so now it's challenging day, and literally every single person, every single house, because there's 20 houses, and every single house challenges her including Luther. Luther challenges her too. But she doesn't get it for some reason. She doesn't get what he's trying to do. So I got it. I understood that Luther was trying to like kill off himself, like go and challenge her so that he would be the most powerful one, because they have to choose the most powerful one out of everyone that challenges her. So he's the most powerful one. He would get chosen, and then he would go and fight her, and she would kill him, and then he would sacrifice himself so that she could be queen. So that's what I knew that he was trying to do, but she didn't see it. She thought that he was betraying her and went and like punched him and was like, you're betraying me, and like all this different stuff. And yeah, but she did get it eventually. Like she understood it after a few minutes, but it took her a fat minute to get it, honestly. And I was like, you stupid. Just kidding. I love her as a character. She's funny. She's a good main character. But what happened next? Oh yeah, so then at the challenging, she chooses to fight that guy. Luther's dad is like the one in charge of letting her, how do I explain it? He's like in charge of everyone at the challenging pretty much. So he makes up this rule, and it's like you can pick your challenger instead of it being the most powerful one. So she goes and she picks her challenger, and she chooses that guy that killed off his kid in the first book. And I was like, woo! I was so excited because I'm so ready for that guy to die. Anyway, she chooses for mercy. She chooses mercy and doesn't kill him, but then he goes and he runs at her and attacks her, and her magic is like and like kills him. Yeah, it like flays him. He just like bursts into like dust. It was pretty wild. So then she goes and like displays this massive attack, or like, how did I say it? A massive display of her magic, and it's like the shadow magic and like vines, and she wraps her magic like around everyone's necks and like makes them look at her, and then they like all start bowing down to her, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this girl is nuts, but in a good way. Like, I love her. It was pretty awesome. And then Luther goes and kisses her before the challenging, and then he goes and kisses her after the challenging, and both times I was just like, And then what happens? Oh yeah, she went and saw Henry right before the challenging, I think it was, and goes to call off the engagement with him, but he isn't even home. He went and left. He went and left out of town. She's about to get murdered, possibly, and his fiance is about to get murdered, and he just goes up and leaves. I hate Henry. I hate Henry. I already talked about that. Okay, so then now that she's going to be getting coronated, she goes to the island that's in like the center of the map. There's like all the lands are all in a circle, and then there's the like island in the center that you can't use any magic on, and it's like a special island, but it's called Curiel, something like that is how you pronounce it. But she goes there and she meets the 8 other kings and queens of all the other lands. And then while they're like doing the ritual for her to like get coronated, she somehow like accidentally like unleashes this magic, and what happens? She destroys like their sacred rock. So like this magic comes up and like strikes their sacred rock and like breaks it. And she's like, what just happened? And they're all like, how did you do this? And why did you do this? And she's just like, I don't know. And then there's this giant explosion, and then the book just ends. And then it goes to the epilogue. Okay, so I'm like, it didn't just end there. So then it goes to the epilogue, and it goes to her mom's point of view again, which it did in the last book in the epilogue. And you see that she's working with the Guardians, which are the dudes that are the ones that are the non-magic people that are trying to like kill off all the descended that keep breaking in and like wreaking havoc. But she's working with them, and she's the one who caused the explosion. And right before the explosion, she like yells at DM. She's like, DM, no, run! And then it just blacks out, and that's the end of the book. And I think that Henry and like the trip that he goes on is somehow involved with like this explosion that happens on the island, but I don't really know. And then we also find out that her mom somehow was getting that flame root powder from the island, because the island had all these flowers that the flame root was made from. So DM saw the flowers and she was like, oh, I know this smell. I know this scent. This is the flowers that my mom made the flame root from. And yeah, that was about it. Well, guys, this was a really fun series to read. I'm not done with it. I still have one more book to read, and then the 4th book she's still working on, I guess. And then it's supposed to be coming out either sometime this year or sometime next year, I think. So we'll be waiting for that in anticipation. I'm really excited to get to the next book. In my next book haul, you guys will see it, I'm sure. I'll get the 3rd book, and then I'll be reading that then. But it's been so fun reading this 1st and 2nd book with you guys. I've had a lot of fun. But anyway, guys, that was the video. That was Spark and Glow of the Everflame. And if you've read it, let me know down in the comments, or leave like a heart emoji. And If you haven't, then you definitely should. So yeah, guys, this was the video. Yeah, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another one.